It has been cut out by writing happy birthday on the paper. Subscribe to more video. Place it on top of the thermocol. It's being pasted with paper on top of the thermocol. The text above the thermocol can be written perfectly. You have to write nicely and slowly. You have to write beautifully and slowly, perfectly slow and straight and you have to write nicely and slowly. Need to give a nice round. And you have to write beautifully inside. Then I will do the next thing. Then I will do the next thing. Pen and brush. The color that is being taken is plastic acrylic paint. I put plastic acrylic paint. I poured plastic acrylic paint. The brush should be soaked with water. To write beautifully with a brush. I gave a acrylic paint a little water. Let's mix color and water. And mix well. Mix well, perfectly mix well. Perfectly mix well. Mix well. I write nicely and slowly. I write nicely and slowly. You have you have to write carefully. You have to write carefully and beautifully. You have to write carefully and beautifully. I write I write nicely and slowly. I write nicely and slowly. I'll write nicely, slowly. I write nicely and slowly. The color should be applied beautifully. The color should be applied beautifully. We have to write carefully and beautifully. I write nicely and slowly. And the color should be applied beautifully. Slowly, slowly. You have to write carefully and beautifully. The color should be applied beautifully. You have to paint beautifully in a small space. The color should be applied beautifully. And I write nicely and slowly. I write nicely and slowly. You have to paint beautifully in a small space. I write nicely and slowly. You have to write carefully and beautifully. You have to write carefully and beautifully. And you have to paint beautifully in a small space. The color should be applied carefully. The the color should be applied carefully. I write nicely and slowly. small space. Color should be applied beautiful. Need to give a nice round slowly. You have to write carefully and beautifully. Write nicely and slowly. Uh, Mix well. The color should be applied beautifully. Slowly. And you have to write carefully and beautifully. I write nicely and slowly. I finished painting. I see if there is any color left, and the sides are being cut with a sharp knife. Careful. You have to cut it nicely, slowly. You have to cut it nicely, slowly. You have to cut it nicely, slowly. Cut carefully so as not to spoil. Cut carefully so as not to spoil. If the cut is beautiful, it will look beautiful. The knife is very sharp and the hand should be kept carefully. carefully. You have to take care of the card so that it is beautiful. It is also important to keep in mind that there is a possibility of breakage. Cut slowly, knife very sharp, and careful, careful hand because knife very sharp. If you like the video, subscribe my YouTube channel. Keep subscribe to our channel to see more new videos. If you want to watch any art video of your choice, you can tell us. Thank you all very much for being with us. We need your love and support a lot more. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Take care. Tata. Bye bye. See you again.